Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. So today we are going to talk about something a little bit more juicy, or a lot more juicy than we've had in the past two videos. So I'm near my bookshelf. As you can see, it arrived. I've organized it. I still have some books that are gonna arrive in the next few weeks, but this bookshelf is kind of a hint already for what I'm gonna be talking about with you. If you look at my bookshelf, you're not gonna be able to see it from this distance, but if you look at it, like, you can see that I have a lot of books that are more political. You can see that I have a lot of books from Noam Chomsky. I have other books like Hood Feminism, the autobiography of Malcolm X, Natives by Akala, Angela Davis's Freedom is a Constant Struggle. I have a lot of Mallory Blackman's books, Angie Thomas, some Palestinian writers, and even a lot of books from Dorothy Comson. And yeah, so we have a lot of books here that, even if some of them are novels, they are more political. Where am I trying to get to with this? There was something that happened this week that made me, instead of doing a bookshelf tour, it made me want to do this video earlier. I was supposed to do it already in January, but that kind of sped things up. There's been a lot of talk about if books should be political, if they are political at all, and that's been something that has been bothering me, because books are political, either you want it or not, and I will get to it further in this video. But what was it that made me get to this video, record this video earlier? I got pissed off and I need to vent. And why is it? Earlier this week I thought, let me boost one of my posts, and let me boost the post about the post on Instagram, not here. Let me boost the post that I made about my November wrap-up. And if you saw the post or on my Instagram, or if you saw my previous book wrap-up from November, you will know that two of the books that I had there are books about Palestine. Okay, and those books were On Palestine by Noam Chomsky, so this one, and the other one was the 100 Years War on Palestine by Rashid, Khalidi, this one. Surprise, surprise. Let me just put them back before I go back to my rant. So books are back in the bookshelf, so I can continue my rant, because I have OCD, so I would never be able to live with myself if the books were not there. So Instagram, when I tried to boost that post, they replied to me saying that the post couldn't be allowed to be boosted, so they rejected the ad. Their reason to reject the ad was that my post violated the rules of Instagram, and that reason was that it was political. Okay, let's think about something. Instagram rejected an ad, or rejected boosting a post, from the fact that it was an image that had two books about Palestine. And now let's think about something else, okay? And I need you to listen real well to this. Let's think about a simple example. Coca-Cola, okay? Coca-Cola has ads everywhere, including Instagram. And we could just say, you could ask me, like, but Vanya, what does that have to do with your post being rejected, like Coca-Cola is just a beverage? Is it though? Let's think about the following. Coca-Cola has a regional distribution in Atarot. Atarot is an Israeli settlement. Besides that, Tabor Winery is owned by Coca-Cola, or Coke, whatever you want to call it. And Tabor Winery makes wine with grapes that are grown in West Bank and Syrian Golan, which are occupied lands, occupied by Israel. You see what I'm getting to? The International Court of Justice was the one that confirmed or affirmed, let's say, that Israel, what they are doing is committing genocide, and that the settlements that they have are illegal. So if we think about this really, like, clearly, we can conclude that Coca-Cola is actually being morally complicit on what's happening, on what is being done by Israel. Okay? So, and Coca-Cola is just an example of several brands that do their ads, and most likely, I can tell you that, like, I don't have data, but I see those ads. So I don't see Instagram going like, no, we're not gonna promote Coca-Cola because they are being morally complicit on genocide. We're not gonna promote L'Oreal because they are being morally complicit on genocide. So that makes me think that it's very clear why they actually rejected my ad, because I had 2 books. I don't even talk about what's the content of the books on the Instagram post. I just simply put, these are my November reads, okay? So this actually makes me think that it's pretty clear that when we are seeing an ad from a company or anyone that supports genocide, or that is morally complicit in genocide, that's okay, because we still see those ads. So by doing those ads, they are being political. Those ads are being political, because if you are supporting something like that the International Court of Justice said that is genocide, you are being political by allowing those ads to be run through. Okay? But when you are just having a book about Palestine, about the victims, on a post, they go like, no, that's too political. I'm sorry, but we're not doing this. Had to take a deep breath after that, because this is a rough topic for me. Because there's been a lot of talk about if books are political or not. On Book Talk, I've seen some stuff, even though I'm not in there, but I've seen some stuff from the outside, even on Instagram and BookTube. Okay? And my point here is, books, just like ads, like anything else in the world, they are political. Like, everything is political. Everything that you do, by you doing it, you're taking a political stance. Okay? And taking into consideration that books have always been used to record history, whatever happens in history, and science, and everything and anything that happens in the world, you cannot separate books from politics. Okay? I hope that this is very clear. Because let's even go further and think about the privilege behind holding a book in your hands. Not even owning one, okay? But holding a book in your hands. Due to several problems connected to politics, like segregation, gender apartheid, LGBTQ rights not being respected, like poverty, a lot of people did not have in the past and do not have now access to books, okay? And I think that shows that even the act of buying a book is a privilege. And recognizing your privilege is not something bad, by the way, because I always hear people like being offended by me saying, oh, because you have a privilege. Like, you do, like we all do. Some of us have more, some of us have less. Some of us are a minority and still have some kind of privilege, okay? But going back to the privilege of owning or holding books on your hands, like that makes it really clear that by you buying a book, you are taking a political stance because you are using your money power, okay, to actually support someone. And this connects to my next point. The same thing about privilege goes for authors, or lack of privilege, okay? Because when an author writes a book, they put all of their love, all of their mind, like all that they have in that book. But BIPOC authors, queer authors, any author that belongs to a minority, unfortunately, will struggle more to have their book being sold. And that there's a very clear reason why, because the algorithm usually points us out more to white authors. And that's also the fault from platforms that actually promote white authors and always leave black authors behind. On top of this, let's talk about how like poverty impacts mostly minorities and like indigenous communities, black communities, Muslim communities, and then those communities will actually have less probability of having studies and being able to put a book out for other people. So of course that when I see a black author that is good, I will support that black author. I will be using my money, my privilege to support that black author. However, it's really, really sad, and it does have an impact, the fact that white authors are being pushed to us over and over and over again on all the platforms, all social media, including Instagram, and that leaves other people that are very talented behind, okay? And most of the white authors that are pushed and are towards us are authors that pretty much look like, for example, Sarah J. Maas. And for those who know me, and I'm already clenching my fist, I really don't like Sarah J. Maas. Because Sarah J. Maas is the representation of white privilege. Besides her doing stuff that kind of hints you that she has some Zionist preferences, Sarah J. Maas also doesn't have representativity on her books. And be aware, before you say, oh, but she has some black characters. The characters that she has on her books, as far as I've heard about her books and searched a bit, those characters, if they are black, they are usually slaves. We're talking about someone that is writing fiction. If you're writing fiction, because for those of you that are going to be like, oh, but she's just writing according to reality because black people were more enslaved, It's fiction, okay? So let's not mix reality in here. If you're writing fiction and you still feel the need of making sure that the enslaved characters that you have are always black, or most of the time black, that sounds to me like you're just showing to us what you actually wanted it to be the truth, okay? To be the current reality. And that's insane. That's really insane, okay? Because if you're writing a fiction, damn, like I could have wings on your, if I were a character on your fiction, okay? And nobody would be like, yeah, but reality, okay? So let's please like tone down Sarah J. Maas on having black people as enslaved people, because we've had enough of it, okay? Thank you. Another thing that is insane is how Sarah J. Maas, as a white author, she used Breonna Taylor's death to promote one of her books, where, once again, she hasn't showed any kind of supportive diversity, let's call it. Okay? So it's that thing, like when we get so many white authors pushed in our direction, and then a lot of them just disappoint us because either they don't get representativity, like representation, or or we don't get just like good characters that are just free, that are not poor people, that are not enslaved people. So that's insane. And then you still even go further and use our trauma like to actually like promote your book. That's all sorts of wrong. And then we also have the book community that is promoting these authors, not caring whatsoever about how they impact the minorities, how they impact the mental health of those minorities, and the wealth that is never going to be thrown towards black authors and queer authors, because all you're promoting is on your book communities as well. You're promoting authors like Sarah J. Maas. You're promoting only heterosexual novels. You're promoting only this type of stuff, and it's insane. And then, on top of that, you're promoting stuff like smut. And smut, a lot of times... My dog just growled on her sleep. That's what, like, that was scary. I think you can see her there. Yeah, she's growling. She's having a dream. Where she's eating all the cats. She doesn't like cats. But she doesn't eat them. So, going back to the subject. So, you have them promoting smut, which a lot of times even promotes a bit of rape culture, and that's insane to me. But this all to say that this shows how political books are, because if Sarah J. Maas is not showing diversity, showing representation for minorities as something positive, she's promoting that we are less. If Sarah J. Maas or any other author are promoting on their books something that is like smut, okay, or romantasy, but they don't have representation of queer people, that's a political stance. And this is insane, okay? Like, even the smut, and like smut is a political stance, because you are showing stuff that are close to rape culture, okay? You are showing sexuality that is political. So my point being, every book, not only on Palestine or the 100 years on Palestine, all books are political. There's no way of separating them. So, Instagram, get your crap together, okay? Because y'all are focusing on all the wrong stuff. All I did was posting something that was just what I read. I didn't even say if I supported it, which I do, but like you're focusing on all the wrong places. Just go touch some grass. Okay? This is just like a rant video. We're not gonna go much further than that. And just stop it, okay? I don't know what to say anymore. This was my rant. Books are political. Books are always going to be political. And you can either accept it or just live in a fantasy. That is not a good one. Okay? So, thank you guys for joining for this video, for this rant video. Leave your opinion down here on the comments. I'm saying down here, but maybe it's down here, maybe it's down here. I don't know. But yeah, leave your opinion, please, on the matter regarding books being political or not, and if they should be or not. I'm really interested on hearing it. And yeah, let's talk about this on the comments, and see you people. Bye.